Hello, little dreamers. I'm Luna. Welcome to Luna Bedtime Story. Tonight, we'll journey into a world of gentle adventures, kind hearts, and peaceful dreams. If you'd like a new bedtime story waiting for you every week, don't forget to subscribe and join our cozy little family. Now, get comfortable, snuggle into your favorite blanket, and let's take 3 slow, deep breaths together. Breathe in and breathe out. Again. Breathe in and breathe out. One last time. Breathe in and breathe out. Let your shoulders relax. Close your eyes. Let's begin our story.
Brand new day. Love does not always rescue us by carrying us away. Sometimes it simply reminds us that we still have the strength to walk. Chapter 1. The Weight of Yesterday. Every morning began with the same gray ceiling. Eli Navarro would open his eyes at 6:17. This was 3 minutes before his alarm. He would stare at the thin crack above his bed. It stretched from one corner toward the light fixture. It looked like a river on an old map. He often wondered where it would lead if he were small enough to follow it. Anywhere, he thought, would be better than here. His room smelled faintly of dust, damp clothes, and engine oil. The oil clung to his father's jackets. Outside, buses groaned along wet streets. The city slowly uncovered itself beneath a colorless dawn. Eli turned off his alarm before it could ring. He dressed quietly and checked his phone. 7 unread messages. All of them were from Rafe. Meet us behind the gym before first period. Do not be late. Your old man already said you'd help. The last message carried the most weight. Eli's father, Victor Navarro, owned 3 auto shops. He seemed to know everyone who mattered. Police officers brought their cars to him. Business owners invited him to private parties. Men with expensive watches greeted him warmly in restaurants. Victor called those people friends. Eli had learned a hard truth. Friendship could mean many terrible things. 2 years earlier, Eli was 14. His father introduced him to Rafe Salazar and the others. Victor said they came from good families. He said they would look after him. At first, they had. They invited Eli to parties. They bought him food. They stepped in when older boys bothered him. But favors were never free. Soon, Rafe asked Eli to lie to teachers. He asked him to carry sealed envelopes. He asked him to distract security guards. He even asked him to take the blame for the others. Eli tried refusing once. Rafe had smiled. Your father promised we could trust you. That sentence became a chain. Eli left the apartment without breakfast. His father was asleep on the living room couch. One hand hung toward the floor. An empty glass rested on the table beside him. For a moment, Eli stood there staring. He wanted to wake Victor. He wanted to ask if he knew what his friends were doing. He wanted to shout. He wanted to demand an explanation. He wanted to become the person everyone already believed he was. Instead, he pulled a blanket over his father's shoulders and left. At school, Eli found Rafe. Theo and Marcus were with him. The 3 boys looked clean and confident. They wore new shoes and dark jackets. Eli felt tired simply looking at them. Rafe handed him a folded piece of paper. Put this inside Mr. Clark's desk. Eli did not take it. What is it? Nothing you need to read. Then put it there yourself. Theo laughed. Marcus stopped smiling. Rafe stepped closer. My face is on the security office's watch list. Yours isn't. Not yet, Eli said. That's why we value you. Rafe pushed the paper into Eli's hand. Eli felt the hard outline of a small key taped inside it. What does it open? Stop asking questions. The first bell rang around them. Students crossed the courtyard. They talked about assignments and football games. They complained about ordinary problems. They were unaware of Eli. He felt as though the world had placed a hand around his throat. He put the paper in his pocket. Rafe patted his shoulder. See? We're family. Eli walked to class. He did not put the key in the desk. He hid it beneath a loose brick instead. It was a small act of rebellion. It was so small that no one would ever know. Still, it frightened him. At lunch, Rafe cornered him near the stairs. Done? Eli nodded. Lying had once made his stomach twist. Now it came naturally. That realization frightened him even more. By the end of the day, rain covered the classroom windows. Eli sat alone in detention while the custodians swept the hallway. He had been punished for skipping half of English class, though no one had asked why. Perhaps they had stopped caring. Perhaps he had given them too many reasons to stop. When the detention teacher released him, most of the school was empty. Eli collected his bag and began walking toward the side entrance. Then he heard music. A piano stood in the auditorium. It was old and slightly out of tune. Someone was playing a melody Eli did not recognize. It began softly, stumbled, and then started again. He followed the sound. A girl sat alone on the stage. She was beneath a single work light. Her dark hair was tied back with a yellow ribbon. Sheets of handwritten music surrounded her on the bench. She played the same few notes, frowned, and tried again. Eli stood in the doorway. Without turning, the girl said, "You can come in." Standing there like a ghost is making the room nervous. Eli almost left. Instead, he walked down the aisle. The girl looked over her shoulder. "You're Eli Navarro." He stopped. "That depends on who's asking. I'm Mira." He waited for the accusation that usually followed his name. It never came. Mira pointed at the rows of empty seats. "Sit wherever you like, Eli Navarro." He chose the last row. She began playing again. For a few minutes, the gray ceiling faded. Rafe's messages, his father's promises, and the hidden key slipped away. Eli did not feel trapped inside yesterday. He only listened. Chapter 2. The Girl in the Auditorium. The following afternoon, Eli returned to the auditorium. He told himself it was the fastest way home. That excuse became less convincing. He sat in the last row again. Mira was already at the piano. "You continue to haunt this place," she said. "You play loudly. You could take another hallway. You could play more quietly," she smiled. "Then neither of us would have anything to complain about." Eli sat down. Mira was 16. She was the same age as Eli. They had never shared a class. She transferred at the start of the semester. She joined the music program. She wrote songs in a blue notebook. It was covered with drawings of clouds, windows, and sunflowers. She asked Eli what music he liked. Anything without words. Why? Words tell you what to feel, and music doesn't? Music asks. Mira studied him as if he had said something worth remembering. Most people saw Eli as a list of mistakes. Mira listened as though he were a person still being written. Soon, she invited him to sit closer. He moved from the last row to the 5th. Then he moved to the 3rd. A week later, he sat on the edge of the stage. None of it was planned. Mira practiced and Eli listened. Sometimes they talked. Sometimes they sat in silence. Mira never forced conversation, which made Eli want to speak. She spoke about her life. Her mother worked nights at the hospital. Her grandfather had taught her the piano. He believed every morning contained a song. He believed this even if the day was difficult. He used to say, "You don't wake up in the same world twice," Mira explained. "That sounds impossible, does it? The streets are the same, school is the same, people are the same, but you're not." Eli looked away. "You don't know me." "Not yet." The answer unsettled him. Everyone else claimed to know exactly who he was. One Thursday, Mira asked a question. She asked why he always looked at the doors. "I'm expecting someone. Someone you want to see?" "No." She stopped playing. Eli immediately regretted answering.
"You don't have to tell me," she said. He expected curiosity or judgment. Her patience was harder to resist than either. "My dad introduced me to some people," he said. "They expect things." "What kind of things?" "Things I shouldn't do." "Do you?" "Sometimes." "Why?" Eli laughed bitterly. "Because saying no is easier when the people asking don't know where you live." Mira closed the piano lid. "Are you in danger?" "I don't know. Is someone else?" "I don't know that either." She moved beside him but left space between them.
"You can talk to someone," she said. "A teacher, a counselor, the police. My father knows half the police in this district. Then talk to the other half." He almost smiled. Mira's expression remained serious. "There is always someone outside the circle," she continued. "You are trapped inside. You might not see them yet, but that doesn't mean they aren't there." Eli stared at the empty stage. "You make everything sound simple." "No, I think it sounds terrifying." "Then why say it?" because terrifying things can still be necessary. Before Eli could answer, his phone vibrated. Rafe, parking lot. Now. Eli stood. I have to go. Mira looked toward the doors and then back at him. You don't always have to go just because someone calls. You don't understand. Then help me understand. Eli wanted to tell her everything. He wanted to speak of names, favors, and lies. He thought of the key hidden beneath the brick. He wanted to place the entire burden in her hands. But love had not begun yet. Only trust had. Trust was fragile. If you understood, Eli said, you wouldn't want me here. He left before she could answer. Rafe waited by the parking lot fence. His smile was gone. Mr. Clark never found the key. Eli's heartbeat became loud. Maybe he threw it away. Or maybe you didn't put it there. Rafe stepped closer. We gave you one easy task. Your father said you could handle easy tasks. My father says a lot of things. Rafe grabbed the front of Eli's jacket. You think the piano girl is going to change who you are? Eli's fear sharpened. You stay away from her. Rafe released him with a shove. You don't give orders, he said. You follow them. That evening, Eli found his father awake at the kitchen table. Victor had prepared 2 cups of coffee, though it was nearly midnight. Rafe called, he said. Eli remained standing. He says you embarrassed him. He wanted me to hide a key in a teacher's desk. Victor sighed. I don't need details. That's the problem. What? You never want details. Victor rubbed his eyes. Those people helped us when your mother left. They kept the shop open. They paid debts you know nothing about. So I pay them back? We all make sacrifices for family. Eli picked up the untouched cup and poured the coffee into the sink. You call everyone family when you want something from them. In his room, he lay beneath the cracked ceiling and waited for sleep. It did not come. At 2:14 in the morning, his phone lit up. A message from Mira waited on the screen. You said I wouldn't want you there if I understood. You don't get to decide that for me. Eli read the message again. Then beneath it, another arrived. Tomorrow can be different. Good night. He did not believe her. Still, he saved both messages. Chapter 3, Small Pieces of Light. Change arrived in pieces too small to be noticed from a distance. One morning, Eli ate breakfast. Another morning, he left home 10 minutes earlier so he would not have to meet Rafe behind the gym. The following week, he attended every class. These actions seemed ordinary to others. To Eli, they were different. Each one felt like moving a stone. He was breaking the wall built around him, Mira noticed. You're awake today, she said when she found him reading in the library. Technically, I'm awake every day. Not like this. She sat across from him and placed her blue notebook between them. On the cover, she had written 2 words in black ink. Brand new. What's that? A song that refuses to become a song. Maybe it doesn't want to. Everything wants to become something. Eli looked at her. Do you really believe that? Most days.
What about the other days? I borrow belief from the next one. She opened the notebook. A page contained crossed-out lyrics, musical notes, and a drawing of a sunrise. I need a final line, she said. Something honest? I'm not good with words. You said music asks people what to feel? That sounded good. It wasn't supposed to. Those are usually the best lines. Eli studied the page. Eli studied the page. Maybe it isn't about a better world, he said slowly. Maybe it's about waking up. It's about deciding something. The world doesn't get to make your choices. Mira wrote the sentence down. That's too long for a lyric. Then why write it? Because it matters. Eli felt warmth rise in his face and turned toward the window. Outside, the clouds were beginning to separate. Over the next month, Mira entered his life. She came through ordinary doors. She joined him at lunch even when Rafe's friends stared. She walked with him to the bus stop. She introduced him to Ms. Patel, the counselor. She did not explain why he needed help.
When Mira learned that Eli used to draw, she brought him a sketchbook. I haven't drawn in years, he said. Then you have years of ideas waiting. The first page remained blank for 3 days. On the 4th, Eli sketched the cracked ceiling above his bed. He turned the crack into a river. At the end of it, he drew a rising sun. He showed no one. Meanwhile, Rafe grew impatient. The messages became more frequent. Where are you? We need you tonight. Your father owes us. Eli ignored some messages. He answered others with excuses. The pressure built slowly. It was like water behind a damaged wall. One afternoon, Theo blocked his path near the science building.
You think you're better than us now? No, you sit with your little girlfriend and pretend you don't know anyone. She's not my girlfriend. Theo smirked. Not yet. Eli stepped around him, but Theo caught his arm. Rafe needs you Friday. I'm busy. You won't be. Eli pulled free. I said no. Eli spoke the word without disguising it. It was the first time he had said no. Theo stared at him. Eli's legs trembled as he walked away, but he did not turn back. In the auditorium, Mira struggled with the song. She made the same mistake 3 times. She hit the keys in frustration. You told someone no, she said without looking up. Eli stopped. How do you know? You're terrified, but you're standing straighter. He sat beside her on the piano bench. Theo wants me to do something Friday. Are you going? No. Good. You don't know what will happen. Neither do you. That's not comforting. It isn't supposed to be. Mira looked at him. Courage isn't comfort. Their shoulders almost touched. Eli could see gold flecks in her eyes. He wondered how he had missed her. He knew the answer. He had spent years staring at the ground. Mira? Yes? Why are you helping me? She considered the question because I know what it feels like when people decide your worst day is your whole identity. Eli waited. She looked down at her hands. At my old school, I froze. It was during a piano recital. Hundreds of people were watching. I couldn't move. Afterward, someone posted a video. People laughed for months. That's why you transferred? I thought coming here would fix everything. It didn't. I still get scared every time I perform. You don't look scared. Neither do you. Eli understood. Pain did not always recognize itself. Sometimes it needed to be named. Mira placed her hand over his. The touch was gentle, but Eli felt it everywhere. You are more than what they made you do, she said. Something inside him cracked open. Eli did not kiss her. He did not make a promise. He did not confess everything. He simply turned his hand beneath hers and held on. Outside, afternoon sunlight passed through the high auditorium windows. Dust moved through the golden beams like pieces of a broken star. Chapter 4. The price of saying no. Friday arrived with cold rain. Eli stayed close to teachers. He ate lunch in the counselor's office. He waited with Mira for the late bus. He believed he had avoided Rafe. Then he reached home. The apartment door was open. Inside, a chair had been knocked over. A kitchen cabinet hung crooked. Broken glass covered the floor. Victor sat at the table with a bruise along his jaw. What happened? Eli asked. His father looked older than he had that morning. Nothing. Eli dropped his bag. Stop saying that. I handled it. Clearly, Victor stood too quickly and steadied himself against the table. They're under pressure. Something went missing, and they think I know where it is. The key? Victor froze. Eli's stomach dropped. What did it open? He asked. Where is it? Answer me. Where is the key, Eli? Under a brick by the science building. Victor grabbed his coat. Eli blocked the doorway. What does it open? His father's eyes shifted toward the broken cabinet. A storage room in the school's old administration wing. What's inside? Records? What records? Victor sat down again. For once, he gave Eli the details. Rafe's uncle used the shops. He hid money from stolen goods. School staff found unusual payments. They were linked to maintenance contracts. The records could expose everyone, including Victor. Rafe wanted to frame Mr. Clark. The teacher would appear responsible if records vanished. Eli felt sick. You tried to frame a teacher. I didn't try anything. You sent me. I thought Rafe was asking you to deliver a note. You didn't ask. Victor looked at the floor. No, he said. I didn't. Eli thought of his father. Victor had refused to hear details. Ignorance was his shelter. Eli had stood outside in the storm. We have to tell someone. If I talk, I lose the shops. If you don't, you could lose more? You think the police will protect us? I don't know. You think that girl from school will save you? Eli flinched. Victor saw it. His voice softened. Rafe told me about her. He says you're acting differently? I am different. No, you're distracted? For the first time, I can see what you made normal. Victor's face hardened. Everything I did was to keep this family alive. We aren't alive. We're afraid. Neither spoke for a long time. Eli went to his room. He called Mira. She answered the phone. He heard carts rolling and distant voices. She was waiting for her mother at the hospital. Are you safe? She asked after he explained. For now,
Call Ms. Patel. My dad says we can't trust anyone. Your dad hasn't made very good choices about whom to trust. Despite everything, Eli laughed once. Then his voice broke. I'm scared. I know. What if telling the truth ruins everything? Things are already ruined, Eli. Telling the truth might let you build something else. He sat on the floor beside his bed. I thought meeting you would make this disappear. Mira was silent for a moment. I can sit beside you, she said. I can love you. I can remind you who you are, but I can't make your choices for you. The word love remained between them. Neither of them ran from it. I think I love you too, Eli whispered. You don't have to say it because you're frightened. I'm saying it because I'm frightened, and you still make me want tomorrow. Mira's breath caught. Then choose tomorrow, she said. Eli called Miss Patel. Investigators arrived within an hour. They had no connection to his father. Mira's mother came too. Dr. Sen stood beside Eli while he explained everything. Victor initially refused to speak. Then Eli placed the hidden key on the table. He had retrieved it from school. Carrying it was a heavy burden. It felt like every lie his family had told. Victor stared at it. Rafe began calling. 1 call became 5. 5 became 12. Finally, Victor turned off his phone. He looked at his son and said, I'm sorry. It was the first honest thing he had said in years. Chapter 5. The Longest Night. They moved to a temporary apartment. It was across the city. Dr. Sen drove them through heavy rain. Mira sat in the front passenger seat. Eli watched the back of her head, the yellow ribbon and her hand resting near the window. He wanted to hold that hand. He was afraid that if he did, the entire night would become real. The apartment was part of a protection program. It had 2 bedrooms and plain furniture. There were no photos on the walls. The windows overlooked a supermarket parking lot. Victor immediately began pacing. I need to call the shop. The investigators said not to contact anyone, Eli reminded him. My employees depend on me, and I'm your son. Victor stopped. Eli had not planned to say it. The words appeared after years of waiting. I depended on you, he continued. Every time they asked me to do something, I thought you knew. I thought you had decided it was acceptable. I didn't know. You chose not to. Victor sat on the couch. Mira and her mother waited in the kitchen. They wanted to give them privacy, but the walls were thin. Every word could be heard. When your mother left, Victor said, I was angry. I had debts and a child. I didn't know how to keep going. Rafe's uncle offered help, so you accepted. At first, it was only repairs, then storing boxes, then changing paperwork. Each step was small. I could pretend it was the last. Eli knew that pattern. His father's road had been built using the same stones as his own. That doesn't excuse what you did, Eli said. No, you let them use me. Yes. Victor lowered his face into his hands. Eli had seen his father as innocent or monstrous. Seeing him as weak was different. It was somehow more painful. I can cooperate, Victor said. I can give the investigators names and records, will you? Victor looked toward the kitchen, where Mira's soft voice mixed with her mother's. You found someone who makes you brave. Eli shook his head. She helped me remember that I could be. Victor nodded slowly. Maybe that's what love is supposed to do. After midnight, Dr. Sen left to report for her shift. Victor went to the second bedroom but did not sleep. Mira remained. She and Eli sat on the floor. Their backs were against the couch. Your mother trusts me with you? He asked. She trusts me. There's a difference. He smiled faintly. Mira rested her head against his shoulder. What happens tomorrow? He asked. You give a statement. And after that? You wake up the next morning. You make it sound very exciting. It can be, Mira. Yes? When did you know that I loved you? He nodded. She considered it. The day you told me music asks people what to feel, that was the second day. I didn't say I understood it. Eli laughed quietly. She raised her head. Maybe it was when you held my hand and didn't ask me to fix you, or when you showed up every afternoon even though being seen with me made things harder. I thought you said love wasn't supposed to save me. It isn't. What is it supposed to do? See you? He looked into her eyes. For a long time, she continued, you thought being known meant being controlled. Your father used your loyalty. Rafe used your fear. They learned things about you so they could pull the right strings. And you? I want to know you without owning you." Eli leaned forward and kissed her forehead. It was a quiet gesture, almost like a promise. Mira threaded her fingers through his. "You should sleep," she said. "I don't think I can. Then we'll stay awake." They watched the dark windows until the sky began to pale. At sunrise, Mira played her unfinished song on her phone. It was a rough recording from the auditorium, filled with missed notes and background noise. Eli listened closely. "It needs a new ending," he said. "I know, something that sounds like morning." Mira turned toward the window. The first gold light touched the empty parking lot. "Maybe morning doesn't have a sound," she said. "Maybe it's the silence after you finally stop running." For the first time in years, Eli watched the night end. Chapter 6. Everything comes into the light. The investigation spread quickly. Rafe and Theo were suspended. Several adults were questioned. School records were recovered before they could be destroyed. Rumors filled the hallways. Some students said Eli had betrayed his friends. Others claimed he had planned everything. Someone wrote "traitor" across his locker in red marker. Eli stood staring at the word until Mira appeared beside him with cleaning spray and a cloth. She began wiping it away. "You don't have to do that," he said. "I know. It could make people target you. I know." He took the cloth from her and cleaned the locker himself. The red letters smeared before finally disappearing. Teachers treated him with kindness. Students lowered their voices. Eli discovered a new feeling. Being pitied felt as lonely as being feared. Miss Patel helped with schoolwork. She arranged meetings with a counselor. She helped him join the stage design team. "You draw," she said. "I used to," according to Mira. "You still do." Mira had shown Miss Patel the sketch of the cracked ceiling without asking. Eli was furious for almost 7 minutes. Then the stage director asked him to design the festival backdrop. His first idea was a dark city under rain. Through its buildings ran a golden crack that widened into sunrise. The other students approved it. For 3 weeks, Eli stayed late painting. The work was slow. Every brushstroke changed something. Nothing needed to be hidden. Mira practiced her song on stage, while Eli painted behind her. She had named it "Brand New Day." The final lines remained unfinished. "Maybe you should leave it without words," Eli suggested. "That would be avoiding the problem." "You say avoiding like it's always bad. Running from rain is sensible. Running from yourself gets exhausting." Eli glanced at her. "You practice speeches when I'm not around, don't you?" Every evening. Despite the jokes, tension remained. Eli was expected to testify. Victor had agreed to cooperate, but his involvement remained. He could face prison. Eli felt responsible. Mira told him the responsibility belonged to the people who had made the choices. He understood her logic. His heart refused to follow it. They met at the courthouse. Victor looked exhausted. They met in a supervised room at the courthouse. Victor wore a plain shirt and looked exhausted. "I signed the agreement," he said. "I'll testify." Eli sat across from him. "Are you going to prison?" "Possibly. For how long? We don't know." Eli stared at the table. Victor leaned forward. "This is not your fault. I gave them the key. You stopped something worse. If I had never met Mira, I might have put it in the desk, but you did meet her. What if I hadn't?" Victor shook his head. "You cannot spend your life putting yourself on trial for choices you didn't make." "I made plenty." "Yes. So make better ones now." Eli looked at his father. "Was there ever a morning when you knew you should stop?" Victor smiled sadly. "Hundreds. Why didn't you?" "I kept telling myself there would be another chance tomorrow." Eli felt those words settle deeply inside him. Victor thought tomorrow was a storage room. He thought courage could be saved for later. In truth, delayed courage became regret. "I'm going to change," Victor said. Eli wanted to believe him. He also knew belief had to be earned. "I hope you do," he answered. It was a door left unlocked. Chapter 7. The distance between two hearts. Love did not make everything easy. Eli became distant. He stopped answering messages. He missed 2 rehearsals. When Mira asked, he said he was tired. It was true, but incomplete. Old fear returned. He dreamed about Rafe. He woke expecting unread messages. One afternoon, Mira found him. He was on the school roof. Students were forbidden there. But Eli knew a door that never locked. "You missed rehearsal," she said. "I know. You missed yesterday too." "I know." She remained near the door. "Are you waiting for me to apologize?" "I'm waiting for you to talk. I have nothing to say." "That's not true." Eli stared across the city. "I don't want you at the hearing. Because Rafe's family will be there. Reporters might be outside. People will learn your name. My name is already in the festival program. This isn't funny." "I wasn't joking." He stood. "You think this is another bad day that we can turn into a song? It isn't. I never said it was. You don't understand what these people can do, and hiding me will stop them? I'm trying to protect you." "No, you're trying to control the part of your life that still feels good." The words struck their target. Eli turned away. Mira stepped closer. "You don't get to decide what risks I'm allowed to understand. I'm not dragging you down with me. I am not something you are dragging. You should stay away from me." Mira went still. Eli wanted to take it back, but fear pushed him onward. "People get hurt around my family," he said. "You transferred here to start over. You don't need this. You don't know what I need. I know you deserve better." "Better than what?" "Me." The rooftop became silent. Mira's eyes filled with tears, but her voice remained steady. "You don't get to turn your shame into my opinion." Eli had no answer. "I love you," she continued. "That does not mean I will stand here. You are punishing both of us. It is because you're afraid." He looked down. "I'm going home," she said.
When you're ready to stop deciding what I feel, you know where to find me." She left. Eli remained on the roof until the air became cold. For the next 3 days, they did not speak. The auditorium stood empty. Without music, the room felt larger. It felt darker than before. Eli sat at the piano but did not touch the keys. He had made Mira carry his fear. It was what his father had done. The instinct was the same. Control felt safer than trust. Control felt safer than trust. Eli opened his sketchbook. On one page, he drew 2 people standing on opposite sides of a river. A bridge extended halfway from each shore. He tore out the drawing, wrote a message beneath it, and slipped it into Mira's locker. "I tried to make your choice because I was afraid of mine. I'm sorry, I will testify. I would be grateful if you were there, but I will understand if you choose not to be." The next morning, he found the drawing returned to his locker. Mira had completed the bridge in yellow ink. Beneath his message, she had written, "I'll be there. We walk beside each other, not in front and not behind." At lunch, they met beneath the old tree near the sports field. Eli approached slowly. "I'm sorry," he said. "I know. I don't expect one apology to fix it. Good. I'm trying to learn. I know that too." He sat beside her. Mira did not immediately take his hand. Trust, even when made from love, needed repair. After a while, she rested her shoulder against his. It was enough. Chapter 8. The Day of Truth. The hearing took place on a Monday. Rain tapped against the windows. Eli sat outside the chamber. Ms. Patel and Mira sat with him. Victor had already testified. When he emerged, he looked at Eli but did not speak. An officer led him down the hallway. Eli's name was called. Inside, Rafe sat beside an attorney. Without his confident smile and circle of friends, he looked like another frightened teenager. Eli remembered the first party. Rafe had given him a soda. He introduced him to everyone. He told him he belonged. Part of Eli still mourned that friendship. Part of Eli still mourned that false friendship. The questions began. Eli described the first favor, then the second. He explained the envelopes, the lies, and the hidden key. He admitted when he had known something was wrong and when he had participated anyway. He did not make himself innocent. He only made himself truthful. Rafe stared at him throughout the testimony. During a break, they passed each other in the hallway. "You ruined everything?" Rafe whispered. Eli stopped. Months earlier, those words would have destroyed him. "No," Eli said. "I stopped helping you ruin it." Rafe's anger cracked, revealing fear beneath it. "You think they'll forgive you? I'm not doing this for forgiveness. Then why?" Eli looked through the glass doors at the rainy morning outside. "Because I want a life that belongs to me." He walked away. The hearing lasted all day. Investigators had enough evidence. They moved forward with charges. Rafe and the others entered youth proceedings. The court considered the pressure they faced. There was no perfect ending.
Victor still faced consequences. Eli had broken school rules, many people were angry, the future remained uncertain. But uncertainty no longer felt like emptiness. Outside the courthouse, rain had stopped. Mira waited at the bottom of the steps. Eli walked toward her. "How do you feel?" she asked. "Like I ran 10 miles carrying a building." "That sounds uncomfortable. It was a large building," she smiled. Eli looked back at the courthouse. "I thought telling the truth would make me feel clean, do you?" "No, I just feel honest. That might be better." They walked to the bus stop. As they waited, morning clouds separated and late sunlight reflected from every wet surface. The street seemed made of glass. "I've been thinking about the song," Eli said. "The one you keep telling me should have no words?" "It should have words." Mira raised an eyebrow. "I was wrong. I'll need that in writing." He took her blue notebook and turned to the unfinished page. Beneath the crossed-out lines he wrote, "I cannot change the road behind me, or call the falling shadows gone. But if your hand can still remind me, I'll meet the light and carry on." Mira read the words. "You wrote a rhyme." "Don't tell anyone. It needs one more line." Eli looked toward the brightening sky. Then he wrote, "With every truth, a brand new dawn." Mira closed the notebook. "I love it." "The lyrics or me?" she pretended to think. "The lyrics need work." Eli laughed. Mira took his hand. "I love you," she said. The bus arrived, but they let it pass. For once, neither of them was in a hurry to escape the moment. Chapter 9. A Song for Tomorrow. The school arts festival arrived 2 weeks later. Students filled the auditorium. Families crowded the aisles. Teachers adjusted lights. Performers hurried backstage. Eli stood behind the curtain, looking at his completed backdrop. The painted city rose beneath a dark sky. A golden crack ran through the center. It widened as it climbed. At the top, darkness broke into morning. He had spent years believing cracks were signs that something was about to collapse. He believed cracks meant collapse. Now he understood. Cracks could let light enter. Ms. Patel stopped beside him. "You did good work." "Thank you. I wasn't only talking about the painting." Eli nodded. Compliments still made him uncomfortable, but he was learning not to reject every good thing that reached him. Mira waited near the piano, wearing a dark blue dress and the same yellow ribbon she had worn when they met. Her hands trembled. "You're scared?" Eli said. "Brilliant observation. You don't look scared." "Neither do you." They smiled at the memory. "What if I freeze?" she whispered. "Then I'll be here. What if everyone laughs? Then they'll miss a good song. What if I can't start again?" Eli looked at the stage, the audience, and the golden sunrise he had painted. "Then tomorrow, you try again." Mira breathed slowly. The announcer called her name. Before she stepped on stage, Eli held out his hand. She took it briefly, then released him and walked into the light on her own. Applause filled the auditorium. Mira sat at the piano. For several seconds, she did not move. Eli could see the fear in her shoulders. The room seemed to wait with her. Then she looked toward the edge of the curtain. Eli was there. He could not play the notes for her. He could not silence the audience or remove the memory of her old school. He could only see her and remain. Mira placed her fingers on the keys. The first note was soft. The second was stronger. Music moved through the auditorium. It carried their afternoons together. It held the piano, the rain, and the courthouse steps. It held the bridge drawn in yellow ink. When Mira began to sing, her voice trembled. Then it opened. The song was not about forgetting. It was about refusing a prophecy. It did not promise ease. It promised a new day. At the final line, the stage lights brightened behind her. Eli's painted dawn appeared across the backdrop. With every truth, a brand new dawn. The last piano note faded. For one heartbeat, the auditorium was silent. Then everyone stood. Mira looked stunned. Backstage, she ran directly toward Eli and wrapped her arms around him. "You did it," he said. "We did it." "No, I stood here." "You were here," she replied. "That matters." Across the auditorium, Eli noticed his father standing near the rear doors beside a court supervisor. Victor had received permission to attend before beginning his sentence. He did not approach. He simply looked at the painted sunrise and applauded. Their eyes met. Victor placed one hand over his heart. Eli nodded. But healing did not require pretending the break had never happened. Mira took Eli's hand and led him onto the stage with the other artists. The applause continued. Eli looked into the lights. For once, being seen did not feel dangerous. Chapter 10. Brand new day. 6 months later. Eli woke 3 minutes before his alarm. The crack remained in the ceiling. He had painted a small golden sun where it ended. Sketches covered the walls. College brochures sat on his desk. Mira's photograph stood near the window. Life had not become perfect. Victor was serving a reduced sentence. He wrote every week. At first, Eli left letters unopened. Later, he began reading them. Eventually, he answered. Rafe had entered a rehabilitation program for young offenders. Theo transferred schools. Marcus sent Eli a short apology that contained more excuses than regret. Eli was still learning how to live without expecting an order in every message. Some mornings, fear returned before he opened his eyes. On those mornings, he reminded himself that fear was a feeling, not an instruction. He dressed, ate breakfast, and left the apartment. Outside, the city looked almost exactly as it had the year before. Buses groaned along wet streets. Shopkeepers lifted metal shutters. Students hurried toward school. The streets were the same. Eli was not. He met Mira at the corner. She wore headphones and carried her blue notebook beneath one arm. "You're late," she said. "I'm 2 minutes early. You usually arrive 5 minutes early. That still makes me early, not emotionally." They walked towards school. Mira performed Brand New Day twice. She prepared for a music academy. She still felt nervous, but fear no longer chose her path. Eli had joined the school art club. He also volunteered with Ms. Patel's peer support group, where students could speak privately about pressure, bullying, and unsafe friendships. He never told them that change was easy. He told them secrecy gave power. He told them help was not betrayal. He told them one honest choice could lead to another. Most importantly, he listened. At the school gate, Mira stopped. "What?" Eli asked. "I have something for you." She handed him a sealed envelope. He raised an eyebrow. "I have a complicated history with envelopes." "Open it." Inside were 2 tickets for the city's youth arts showcase. Mira's song had been selected for the closing performance, and Eli's sunrise painting would be projected behind her. He read the letter twice. "They chose both of us? They said the song and the painting belonged together." Eli smiled. Mira watched him carefully. "Are you happy? I'm practicing." "Practicing what?" "Believing good things can happen without someone demanding payment afterward." She kissed his cheek. "No payment required." They entered the school courtyard. Near the gym, a new group of students laughed beneath the covered walkway. Eli glanced toward the place where Rafe used to wait for him. The memory was still there. It simply did not own the ground anymore. Sunlight poured through the windows. The piano had been tuned. One key still made a faint clicking sound. Mira sat on the bench. Eli climbed onto the stage and opened his sketchbook. "What are you drawing?" she asked. "You. That sounds difficult. You keep moving." "I breathe. It's one of my habits." She began to play. The melody had changed. It was fuller now, confident but not loud. Eli drew her shoulders, the light, and her hands. He thought about the person who had first entered the auditorium. That boy believed life was a room with no doors. He expected tomorrow to be a copy of yesterday. He confused obedience with loyalty. He confused hopelessness with honesty. Mira had not carried him out. She had turned on a light. She turned on a light. She stood beside him while he learned to open the door. When he fell, she did not pretend. She refused to let his fear speak. Her love changed him. It did not make him someone else. It helped him become responsible for himself. It had helped him become responsible for the person he already was. Mira stopped playing. "Where did you go?" she asked. "I'm right here." That was not convincing. Eli closed his sketchbook. "I was thinking about the future. Dangerous. I might study design, you should. You might leave for the academy." "I might." The thought hurt, but it no longer frightened him in the same way. "We don't know what happens after that," he said. "No." "What if things change?" "They will." "And you're not worried?" "Of course I am." Mira moved beside him. Eli looked at their empty auditorium, the place where 2 frightened people had first mistaken silence for safety. "Then how do you keep hoping?" he asked. Mira slipped her hand into his. "Hope is not knowing everything will be fine," she said. "Hope is deciding that tomorrow is worth meeting, even when you don't know what it will bring." They left the auditorium together. At the entrance, Eli paused and looked back. The final sunlight rested on the piano. Tomorrow another student might sit there. Another song might begin with a mistake, a pause, and the courage to start again.
Mira squeezed his hand. Ready? Eli looked through the open doors. The sky was gold, blue, and violet. People carrying books, instruments, and plans crossed the courtyard. Victor was trying to become better. Rafe was facing his past. None of their stories were finished. Neither was Eli's. Ready, he said. They walked home as daylight faded. The next morning, Eli woke before his alarm. Rain touched the window. Clouds covered the city and the room was cold. The crack in the ceiling still stretched above him, but the painted sun waited at its end. His phone vibrated. A message from Mira appeared. "Good morning." Beneath it was a photograph of the sky from her window. Behind the clouds, a narrow line of sunlight had reached the horizon. Eli smiled and answered. "Good morning." He opened the curtains. Yesterday remained behind him. It was unchangeable but no longer endless. Tomorrow waited beyond his sight. Between them was this morning. It was imperfect and alive, a day that belonged to him. A brand new day. A brand new day.